like button. But
Oh,
thank you for just,
Sharon.
yay, I appreciate that. Thank you for letting us know.
So you can see her face now, Lucia.
No, not at the moment.
Oh, I don't know what she's doing.
But
I
yeah,
think you're on a different live. She's looking at a live when you've got the cards doing the exercise. You're on the wrong live, Luce.
Oh no, it's come up now.
Oh, it's come up now. Scotland. He's got a thing of Scotland up.
got a book
Yeah,
of
I've got.
Scotland because
Yeah, she's got us now, mate.
yeah, I know Justin from Justin's Journals was there, so I'm scrolling through some of the pages and whatnot, trying to see all the cool stuff that maybe he got to actually see in real life and
Cool.
some stuff for sure.
Hello,
yeah.
Maisie and Betsy.
Hi, Maisie and Betsy. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. We got Justin today from JuicyKillaMonsta, and we have his wife as Live, Laugh, Love Lucy right here.
Well,
And I know at some point my daughter will pop in. So this is one of my
yeah,
favorite
cool to see her,
pictures.
man. It'd be cool to see her.
Yeah, we hopefully she's got a lot scheduled for today. She has a boyfriend who recently I'd flip over and show you the other part, but it's got his name on here, and I don't know if he wants to. He might want to remain anonymous. So, but yeah, we got his birthday card. So we got lots
Happy
and lots.
days.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Happy birthday, Skip number 3. So I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say his name, but a long time ago he would go by Skip or Skippy, and he's not a junior. He's a number 3 because his father is Skip Jr. and his birthday's tomorrow. So we got lots of birthdays this last week and this week, and I have a huge family. We I'm one of 6, and on Kaylin's side, she has 6 as well. I want to say 20, 23 great grandchildren for grandma. That's grandma
Yeah.
Kate.
That's a lot of birthday presents, mate. That's a lot of birthday and Christmas presents, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's always fun, and we just my niece just had a baby. I want to say last week. So big shout out to her. She her and my son are the same age, and it's awesome that people that you get to see the going from this to being an adult and saying, hey, I helped
Yes,
with that, and still seeing the smiles on their face as when they were this young.
Cool, mate. It's good. Do you know what? You're very family orientated, mate. It's not so much for me. I'm sort of like, I'm in touch with my mum and I'm in touch with my brother. Apart from that, I'm sort of the head of the family with me, Lucy, Hannah, and my other daughter Lily, that we've seen now and again. But it's strange. It's like how your family's set up now is how my grandparents had their families. They all had 6 or 7 kids in the family. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And then and my mum, she had 2, 3 kids, and then everyone else in the family, they only had sort of 2, 3 kids or 1 kid. But back in the day, mate, all the grandparents and that, they all had 6 or 7 kids, didn't they?
Yeah. On my dad's side, one of 8. He's one of 8. So yeah, it seemed like the older generation, they understood the value of hard work, and maybe if you taught your children like, hey, this is what we got to do for the family to be a success. Everybody worked towards that one goal, and it wasn't like hey, as soon as you're 18, you're out. We're gonna kick you out because back then it was important because maybe you had a farm or you had some industry that you needed the family there to help
Yeah.
your success. Hey, Marley, I see Marley.
Molly. Molly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get him up here. Molly. Come here. Come here. Where's he? Molly. I'll get him up here.
No, yeah. We all love
Molly.
Marley.
Come here.
Hey,
Come here.
Marley.
Uh,
No, hey, he's there.
he only comes up to his food, mate.
You
Yeah,
see,
Get
no.
him here.
pink right
There
there.
he is.
Yay.
Who's that? Who's
He
that?
definitely.
Who's that?
Hey, Marley. Marley.
Go on, mate. He's
But
sniffed around. He's realised there's no food here, and he's gone.
he's like, I'm out. He's like, I'm gonna go back over in this chair back here and chill.
Definitely, mate. Well, the thing is, talking about family and stuff like that. Luce, is it all right if you put your volume down a bit?
Yeah.
She's got the thing on, and the volume's going around my ear like a bloody.
Greetings, cannabis.
Hello,
Um,
cannabis kid. How you doing, mate? But yeah, going back to family, bit about my childhood, mate. I was brought up on a rough council estate in Aldershot. And Aldershot was the home of the British Army. Okay, so what would happen is, because it was an army town, all the paratroopers and all the infantry and all the army, they were all based in the town that I lived. So, you've had things like it was a rough area, mate. Always be fighting going on, stuff like this. And me and a group of mates would be getting into no trouble, up to trouble, you know what I mean? But never really had that guidance, because I come from a broken family and that, but never had the guidance. And what would happen is every time the army, when I was a kid, every time they went away and fought on operations and stuff, they would come back, and before the paratroopers came back, all the restaurants and that would board up the windows of their businesses
yeah,
because of all the fighting.
everybody like maybe drinking and fighting and
Yeah,
then
they've all come back. So they all come back. They haven't had a drink for 6 months. So they're all coming back, mate. They're all on the pool looking to pull a girl, and they're all getting drunk, and they're all fighting. And me and my mates used to go down to the town, our little BMXs, when we were about 9, 10 years old. And we used to go through the centre of town, mate, and it was filled with drunken up army people just knocking
everybody
10 bells out of
crazy.
each other.
Uh,
But yeah, like you said, like it's nice. It would have been nice to have that sort of direction as a kid. I didn't really have it. My mum loved me. She was a cleaner. She worked 3 cleaning jobs, tried her best, and stuff like that. But yeah, I moved out of home. I moved out of my mum's house when I was 16. I was starting to go to college and didn't like college. Dropped out of college after 4 months. Went straight down the army recruitment office because I thought I like a drink and I like fighting.
yeah. You're like, hey, I'll fit right in. But
And I
it's
thought that's what.
also-
Yeah, it did, mate. And it got me my ticket out of Aldershot, and I joined the army, passed with flying colours, and I was in there 9 years. And then because I was in there 9 years, I was in Iraq war and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, it's funny you talk about upbringings, mate.
I'm
Yeah.
Strange.
the opposite up.
Yeah.
I'm one of 3 or one of 6, but before my dad met my mom, he was married and gotten a divorce. So I have 3 older half siblings and then 3 from my mother. Just
Yeah.
to clarify that, not that we don't get to see each other once in a while, but I did have one of my brothers was in the Marines during the Persian Gulf War,
Okay.
and I had a brother-in-law that was in the army, and he was all over. But I know he was in Iraq. He was also in Germany after that, and I think he might have retired from the army, but he was a ranger. One time we were at an air show. I was working the air show with Kaylin's mom, just volunteering, and
Yeah.
we had an awesome. We were watching the people jump out of planes, and my job was to walk down to every gate at the air show and make sure people had food, or if they needed something, maybe they needed a break, I could get them water.
Yeah.
Again, it's all volunteer. And as I seen one of the Army Rangers jump from the plane, and he parachuted, and he had like the canisters that shoot out different
Yeah.
colors on his feet. I'm just watching him, he lands and everything, where everybody's clapping. And then I hear, as I'm walking away, I hear, Shane, Shane. And I'm like, what is that? And it was my brother-in-law. He was working the air show, and it was pretty cool, that he got to do that. So if he's watching, it's pretty cool. And his wife, which is my sister, she's one of the people that uh, will say she works for TSA. We'll say she's awesome. She's pretty cool, and I seen her maybe a couple years ago. Again, our schedules are very different, and she's not too close to where I live, so the
Yeah.
chances of her running into me at my job. And again, it was like her husband, way like in maybe 2003, 2004 was the air show, maybe before, but I'm at work going down an escalator, and I hear, "Hey, you ponytail kid." And I'm in my work uniform. And she goes, "Hey, is your name Shane?" And then as soon as I heard her pronounce my name, I'm like, "Oh, that's my sister." I could say so. My sister Sissy, because that's what we used to call her. I was Shaney, she was Sissy. So
That's all right, mate.
my
I'll
other
get you, Luce, can you pass my military ID and my medal? That's up there. I'll show you my military ID
heck
and my
yeah.
medal. I'm not supposed to have a military ID. What it is called a mod form 90. And what it is, when you leave the army, you're supposed to hand it back. And if you don't hand it back, you get charged 250 quid. So
And
I
you're
just
like,
said, yeah, I lost it. But
okay.
I thought, no, I'm keeping it. So this is what I look like at 17.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So that's my British Army card. That's my number.
Hey, that is so awesome.
I sat there. So I kept that. So they weren't getting that back. And then this is my medal for when I was in Iraq in 2001, 2002.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. Give you a salute, sir.
But I don't know if you can see the writing. Probably won't be able to pick up the writing. It's got my name on the side. And that's what you
Oh,
get. So when the Twin Towers happened,
uh,
basically
definitely.
what happened was you had the Twin Towers strike happen where they took out the Twin Towers, and then you had George Bush and Tony Blair, UK, the
Yeah, the
Prime
prime
Minister of
minister.
the UK. They used that as an excuse, and they said Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction, which they never found. They used that as an excuse to go to war, right?
Yeah.
And so, literally, about a couple of months after that, they went to war. I think it was the end of 2001 when it 9/11, 2001.
Yeah.
And come 2002, the last 4 weeks where it was declared a war, I got sent out there with my troop. And then we were out there 6 months. But it was all about oil, Shane. It was
No,
all
yeah,
about oil.
it's all follow the money. That's what you said.
Yeah.
You got to control. That's why when they we whoever started taking over their oil fields, the ones that they hadn't taken over, they set fire to. And that
Yeah.
was all in the news. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
when we were out there, mate. Yeah, we started off sleeping in tents in the desert. Yeah, and then when they overthrew Saddam Hussein, they overthrew his palaces. right? And then all the officers were in the palaces, and I was in two or three of his palaces doing all the wiring because my job was I was a soldier first and foremost. I was in the Royal Signals, so I was a soldier first and foremost, and then secondly, I was a tradesman. And my tradesman was doing fiber optics, setting up fiber optics, telephones underground overhead, all this stuff, right? Field telephones. And we go in there, I'll be in Saddam Hussein's palace, mate, doing all the wiring. And he's got like all marble floor, marble walls. But the whole country, right? The whole country is off-road, shanty roads with a few motorways. And the motorways have all got big truck tires chucked in the middle of them with no lights. So if you're driving along, you just at 70 mile an hour and you hit that lorry, you're dead, like, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
we had to take the officers because I was based at a place called Qasar, right, which is the southern point of Iraq, by the port, and it was about 10 miles from the Kuwait border. And when we were there, going back to the oil, right, as soon as we took over the country from America, I think it was the UK as well, 24 hours a day, mate, there were empty oil tankers coming to Iraq. Yeah,
Like
and they were
rinse,
just
wash, repeat. Yeah, just
yeah, for months, mate, constantly taking all the oil out because that's what it was all about, oil and money. And yeah, they never found any weapons of mass destruction. And Saddam Hussein got stoned to death, didn't he? If they tied him up and stoned him to death.
no, yeah. It's definitely it definitely shows in time, what the hidden things are, I guess, like the why things are really done instead of what people tell you, I guess. You know what I mean? Like since you were there, you seen firsthand, what
Yeah,
happened. Definitely. And
mate, it
then
was
so
bad. Like when we got sent out there, right? We got sent out there, and they were giving us the bulletproof vests, right? But
uh-huh.
they didn't have the armor plating in the front and back. So you had like a bulletproof vest and a pouch to put the armored plate in. They give us a bulletproof vest without the armor. So it's basically like you're wearing a gilet kind of
Yeah,
thing.
you're just like wearing a padded jacket,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. They put us, mate. I did a guard because we had to guard the camp because our camp was in the middle of the desert, right? It's in the desert by the port, and the perimeter of the camp was shipping containers stacked on top of each other like a wall.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
then you had the entrance to the camp, which was a road, and they had like concrete bollards staggered, so you had to drive in between, so cars couldn't just ram the gate. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. One night I was on guard duty about 2 o'clock in the morning, right? And I've stood there with my rifle like this, and then there's this girl. She's up on the tower with the machine gun, GPMG machine gun. So I've got an SA-80 rifle. She's got a GPMG machine gun, right, and a field telephone. Anyway, 100 meters from the gate, this battered up Iraqi taxi turns up, yeah, like a white and orange
Yeah,
taxi.
yeah. And you're like,
And
oh, this is
it's
so
2
good.
o'clock in the morning, right? Yeah. 100 meters from the camp where I'm stood at the camp gates. He turns up directly in line with me, 100 meters away. He turns up, you hear pop, 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 and he shoots off, right? And me being a naive 19, 20-year-old bloke, right? I
Yeah,
thought,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
his exhaust must have backfired. His car looked pretty knackered.
No, yeah. Not thinking that he's
And anyway, the girl who's up on the tower, she's like this on the
oh,
field telephone. Yeah. And I said, what are you doing? What are you doing? You've just been shot at. I said, am I?
oh, he's shooting at you, and you're like, what? Oh man.
I said, am I? I said, where? Then she says, I'm ringing the QRF, which is a quick reaction force. It was infantry.
Yeah, to
And
just
she rang them up within 60 seconds, mate. A Land Rover with a mounted machine gun on it,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
8 pods in it with rifles, went straight out the camp gate to track him down and take him out because he shot at me. I don't know if they ever caught him or not.
But no, yeah, and that's one of the things that my one brother who's in the Marines told me, and my dad was in the Marines, but you have to follow orders. So
Yeah.
sometimes if you're being shot at and you don't have the order to shoot back, you can't. And I don't I haven't lived it, so I don't know the all the ins and outs of that, but that's the basically one of the reasons you know
Hello, Jesse.
I
Hello,
can't.
Jesse. Yeah,
Hey,
what it's
Jesse,
called,
I
what it's
appreciate
called, Shay, it's called the rules of engagement, yeah, when you can fire your rifle. So they give you a little red card as a reminder, yeah. So if you see someone with a gun, you can't, if you see someone with a gun, you can't just shoot them, yeah. If you have a prisoner of war, you can't just shoot them. Geneva Convention, human rights. But it's called the rules of engagement. So say you're at a gate and somebody comes up to you with a rifle, yeah, and the rifle's down by their side. You have to say, "Stop, army, or I shoot." Yeah, that's what you have to say. If they stop and put the rifle down, you have to put them under arrest and call the military police out. If you're in immediate danger and you say stop, army, or shoot, well, you can't say that because they're already shooting their rifle towards you.
Yeah, yeah,
Then you can shoot them. That's the only time you can shoot them. But I'm telling you, mate, it's so dodgy being in the forces because if you get that wrong, you would expect the army to back you up and say, "Oh no, he's doing his job," but they won't. They'll hang you out to dry, mate, and make an example of you, and you'll be in a military prison for 20 years for murder.
yeah, yeah. Plus, he also said that uh, since I was thinking about joining when she was still in the womb, per se, that
Yeah.
a military a military family isn't always conducive to raising a newborn child and all
Damn.
the needs and wants. And that's after he had come out and he went in when he was 17 or 18, right after high school. Um, but
Yes, when I joined at 17 and a half,
yeah,
and I
yeah, I,
officially became a soldier. It says here, I think it was 99 I joined, but I got my card on the 1st of June, year 2000. Then, like a year later, mate, I was in Iraq.
oh man, yeah, it's definitely an eye opener.
Oh, mate, you can't plan for it, mate. You can't, I went to work one day because we were in the barracks in Aldershot, and the commanding officer turned around before we went. The commanding officer turned around. He said, "God, can I have everyone in?" But yeah, we all stood round in a semicircle, right? And he stood on the bonnet of a Land Rover in front of us all. Got this scroll from GCHQ, which was a signal, which was an order, like private order, like top secret. And he went,
yeah, yeah, just
he said, "Right, everyone listen in." He goes, "In 28 days, we will all be going to Qasar, Iraq. You've got 28 days to say goodbye to your family, get all your kit ready, get all your medical stuff done, say your goodbyes, get your section sorted, and then we're off." And I said to my mate, "Is he joking?" And no, he said, 28 days later, mate, we're on a plane.
you're like, oh man. But yeah, I appreciate your service. So thank you, thank you. I like being Juicy Killer Monster Army.
That's
Yay!
it, man. I appreciate it. The thing is, it changes you, mate. Like people
Oh
don't
yeah,
understand it unless they've joined, right? You don't understand. It's a different world. And you know, soldiers that have seen combat and they've seen people's legs blown off and stuff like that, and they get PTSD. You can get PTSD just from being in there. I swear, somewhere along the line, I've got PTSD from it because it's a different world, mate. You've got no rights. You can't talk back. If you don't do what you're told, or you talk back, or you just say, "Oh, get lost," you just say to a boss, "Get lost." You'll be in an army prison for 28 days, no pay, getting beasted every day. It's the mental pressure and the anxiety that it causes you is untrue. All I did was lock myself away in the gym, mate. I was in the gym 6 days a week, lifting weights, punching bags. Anyone that tried bullying me soon found out they couldn't. And then, when you're physically fit and stuff in there and you're strong and they can see you're strong, then you get left alone. But it's if you're the skinny guy that can do one pull up can't carry a burger, and they're the ones that get all the crap.
They're going right for that. You know, that's
Different
kind of
world, mate.
yeah. I appreciate everybody coming in, smashing the like button. It sees we got 10 likes, which is awesome. And at one point, I think we had at least like 14 people in here, which is super, super duper. Do want to say I found
Yes.
LED lights, which are pretty cool. So
We love you too, Shane.
yeah. Of course, it's always hard for me to get my finger to do it. So I'm like, hey, now I tried putting it up here, but it was too bright.
Fair enough, mate. So what are you up to the rest of the day then, Shane?
Actually, I might be going live again in maybe an hour or two. We're going to be going to a ice cream parlor and trying some United Dairy Farmers ice cream. So
Oh,
we're
mate, that sounds lush. I bet
yeah,
it's proper. I bet it's proper cream ice cream as well, isn't it?
yeah,
Proper nice.
definitely. We so the area that I live in, the closest one before I found out, you know, there's a little bit. It takes me about 40 minutes to get to this one instead of having to drive all the way to Columbus, which is
Yeah.
a couple hour drive. The center
Oh.
or basically the southern part of Ohio. But we would drive down there all the time, and at least Cannabis Kid was driving down there because they would his niece was or is still going to Miami University down in Cincinnati.
Okay.
So they would drive down there. On their way back, he would pick us up some UDF. He's so graceful. So I appreciate him always stocking my freezer with UDF. So one or two times they drive down and would drop off his niece or pick her up. And it's the
Fair
things
enough.
we do for our family, you know.
The thing is as well, the clues in the name with Cannabis Kid as well. If he's got the munchies real bad,
Yeah,
he knows that
definitely.
ice cream parlour's open, mate.
Yeah, definitely. He's like, hey,
I just went to the ice cream shop. I don't know what made me do it. I bought 20 liters of ice cream.
yeah, I'm working out. I'm working out awesomely, but I got a freezer full of ice cream, UDF too. But so when we were I want to say 17, 18, or at least I was 17 or 18, maybe 19. Uh, the United Dairy Farmers came out with cotton candy ice cream, and I surprised him, and we drove to a UDF that was by a college, really close. I want to say like maybe 25 minutes, within 20 miles, I mean, of where I was living. And I was like, hey, you got to try this ice cream. And this is before we couldn't really eat sweets. Him and I drink Diet Pop all the time. We're really affected by sugar per se. Not trying to give out anybody's health information, but
Yeah.
we really shouldn't eat ice cream. But we do once in a while. We gotta um, reward ourselves, and UDF is
Yeah.
awesome. So I took him to his UDF, but maybe back in the late 90s, early 2000s. But before you went to Iraq for sure, it was before that.
Yeah. Well, we had when we were out in Iraq, we had the American soldiers out there too, yeah. But the Americans, they just know what they're doing, mate, and they proper cushy. We used to go to things called American PXs, yeah,
Oh
and out
yeah,
there, yeah, American
I've been
PX,
there.
mate.
Yeah,
It's mad, right? And you go
yeah,
out there and you're middle of the desert, like, and bearing in mind, us British soldiers, all we get is rubbish, like ration packs and stuff like this. And we go out to the middle of the desert, I think it was Camp Doha, I think it was. And there was an American PX there. And we turn up and there's this massive lorry that says Pizza Hut on it. And there's
Yeah.
like a Baskin Robbins. And there's all this thing. And we're all going there. We're like, what?
Like, wait, what the? We're in the desert. How?
We're
But
like,
yeah,
are we all dehydrated and it's illusion?
no, yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's the same way at all the PXs. So one of the pictures that she's in one of my shorts, Big Matt had or still does has his military ID, and we can go to the PX in Ohio, the closest one, I guess, and you can
Yeah.
buy alcohol super cheap, and we're able to buy because there's no taxes, plus it's not like there's no markup like sometimes people do at
Yeah.
like the grocery store, but like everything at the PX was duty free, so like you didn't have to pay taxes. And that was all you had to do is show your military ID, and he was so gracious to always take us up there. And one time, now mind you, he's got a big family too. So maybe he's one of three boys, but they have a huge family outside of that, aunts and uncles and nieces and nephews and cousins. So
Cool.
once a year we'd have this family reunion. I would be so gracious to come and bring Kaylin or have a good time, but we would go and stock the alcohol at the PX, go there, and we're spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars just in one transaction, almost probably 1,000, because again, he's got this people driving up from all over the US here. He's got like 40 some acres and a huge barn.
Yeah.
And we got to have a good time. Well, every time we would go, he would talk about this stuff called absinthe. And in the United States, you're not allowed to have that. It's outlawed,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah,
Wormwood.
over here, absinthe come out over here about in the year 2000, and it
Yeah.
was like green absinthe, wasn't it? And you have it in shots, and just gets people absolutely wasted.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, so I guess it's an alcohol made with wormwood, and you're supposed to like do something with it, and we weren't allowed to have it. And because I don't think the guy realized the ordering guy, because my buddy would talk to the person doing the ordering at the PX. He's smart, and he just keep talking about every time we're there, just planting the seed, absent, absent, absent. Well, one time we were there, and he's like, Shane, I can't believe it. They have absent, and he bought some. I'm like, I even went home, I looked it up on everything I could. No, it's totally illegal. You'll get in trouble if people send it over from another country. And I told my buddy about it, and I was working at a pizza shop, and he's like, "You got to get me some of this." And I'm like, "Okay." I picked up Maddie so he could take me to the PX so I can buy this absinthe for my friend, and
Yeah.
it was gone, totally gone. The whole everything it wasn't there, and I'm like, it was for Cinco de Mayo. So yeah, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get you your absence. If anybody's watching right now, if you remember one of your friends worked at a pizza shop that I worked at, and if he's still on here, I'm sorry I didn't get you that, but I tried, man. And at one time, they might be on
I
here.
reckon Shane drank it on the way back. He drank it before anyone else did.
No, I swear. I it would sound fun, definitely. And I do want to just give out Steve a shout out and finally say I'm not going to reveal the whole product, but I do like a little sample. 7X, here it is. So I'll show the back of it real quick. I mean, I have everything folded up, and that's
That was like a Shane Rainbow. It was like, woo.
so, Oh, and
Well,
I
you know
do,
when you go and have this ice cream later, I've got
yes.
this feeling you're going to turn it into some fitness video. So it's going to be like 2 licks for every 100 press ups.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. I can
Yeah.
get the smallest sample and be like, every bite of my next video I take of this ice cream, I got to
Yeah.
do military push-ups,
That's it.
Justin's military push-ups, all the way down and
Okay.
all the way up. Because
I know you've already figured out. You've already figured out the calorie content per lick of a United Dairies Farmers ice cream, and put it in the conversion chart to how many press ups you need to do to burn that lick off.
hey, that is take me a little bit, but I can do it. I think that might be a little easier because I'm pretty decent with math and equations. It's more easier than it was or is for me to play the guitar. But
You'll get it, mate. Go on, play us a tune,
no,
Shane. Play us a tune. Come on.
let's see. I don't even know if it's in tune, but I really don't know much on here. At one time, I knew somebody tried teaching me a Metallica song, but didn't let me play their guitar, so I didn't get much practice of it. But I
I'll get my
do.
guitar. Stay on there. Let me just move you around a minute. I'll get my guitar. Keep your guitar there, and I'll teach you a bit of a Metallica song. Very easy, but I've just got to get this bench up before it drops everything down. So give me a sec. Right, Luce, could you put those away for me, please?
Yeah.
Right, I'll get you up here, mate. Hang on.
Oh,
Let me just get my guitar. 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
cool. I appreciate it.
It's all right, mate.
I do have a ukulele. I switched it up on. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't switch it up on you with the ukulele.
It's all right. So, do you know how to tune your guitar, Shane?
Not really.
Well, so you've got your guitar tuners online, right? So if you know when you start at the end, so you've got fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, fret 4, fret 5, yeah? Go to fret 5 from the end.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And what you do is put your finger on the top E on the 5th fret and you strum it once. You just strum it once like that on the top E.
And the top E, like just.
Yeah. And then you go to the next one and it should sound the same. So you go, so if you look at my fingers, I go, sorry. So what I'm doing is I'm going,
Bing.
and it
Oh,
should sound the same. And then you go from so what you do is you get the top E. So let me just get this tuner set up. So I've got one of these tuners you can use. This is the easy way to do it, yeah? Get one of these tuners. You put it on G for guitar.
okay.
Okay.
It's got a little.
I'll move my guitar so you can see. Right, let me position you around here so you can see me tuning it. And then I'll get this up here. See if we can see it on the screen. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to press the top E, okay? So I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to go. And then you look at the tuner, it goes.
Oh yeah, it's got the little bar, and it tells.
Yeah. Now, what you do, you twist it until you get it green, and it comes up the letter E, the number E, yeah? So that's in tune. And then I go to A. So that's A. And it should go green when it's in tune. And the next one's D. Sorry, G, sorry. 2 secs. Right, so what I'll do now I've got that top bar, I can show you what I was trying to do because I don't need the tuner anymore. So what I'll do So I'll go back to the first, second, third, fourth, fifth fret, and I touch the top E, okay? And I strum it, yeah, I strum it once. So try and get your top E to sound like this.
Oh, I can
I'll tell
barely
you,
hear
the best thing to do, you know your twisty bits up here, yeah? Find the one for the top E. Find the one for the top E. And then what you're going to do, you're not going to put any fingers on your fret at all. You're just going to strum the top E. And then what I want you to do is play about with it left to right until it sounds the same as my E. And then you either make it go higher or lower till it makes the same sound as mine.
I'm trying. It's hard for me to hear your guitar.
Yeah, it's all right. What you do, you just go like that, and then you go higher or lower until it's on there.
Yeah, I think I tried to download the Ultimate Guitar app. I haven't, and it might have one of those free tuners on there.
Yeah, if you literally go in Google, type in Fender tuner, or just type in guitar tuner, the one comes up for Fender. It's really good, and it's literally all you do is that you play that top string,
Just like
and then you listen to the app, you play the E, you listen to it, and then you go like that, and then once you get it sounding the same, you move it to the next one, and then you're all tuned up. But that Metallica song, we just play it with your guitar out of tune. It's all right.
Oh,
So
okay.
literally it goes. My other hand's here, look. So what you're doing there, you're going to the top string. So if you label the strings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and what you're going to do is you're going to go 1, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4. So you start off at the top one.
So,
So you go, then number 4, 5, 6, 5, 4. And then back to 1. So you go 1, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, that's it. That's the start of a Metallica song.
hey,
And then once you get your guitar in tune, then it'll sound. You keep doing that.
yeah.
And I'll go to this bit. There you go, mate. You're playing Metallica.
First song I feel kind of comfortable playing. You know, it's
Best thing,
people really have
best
to do.
thing to do. Best thing to do. Use your free app at the moment, but get one of these tuners. They're only about, I think they'll be about $10 out in the US.
I seen them. I think they have them at the one Walmart that
Yeah.
I this this last string, this 6th string I bought at Walmart. No, super cheap. The ones I kept getting from Amazon didn't. My dad's like, oh no, don't get that. But I will show you just one little quick thing that I learned on the ukulele.
Go for it, mate.
I really don't. I'm practicing, so I don't remember. I think this might be a C, but
Yeah, ukulele's cool, man. The chords are different on the ukulele. I played that for a bit, but it is good. Ukulele is good. You practice ukulele as well.
I just I was gifted this like maybe, well, somebody gave it to me, but I like to say gifted. But like maybe a month or two ago. I figured out how to have it tuned, or to get it tuned, and basically it was a free app, but with your with that little gadget on here, I
Yeah.
can it'll go way easier and faster. But
100%, mate. Well, that
yeah,
Mazzy, you know that Mazzy star. I'll put the chords up for this Mazzy star, right? So you got D, which is there, and there. Sorry, there. So I can't
on
remember how the song
ukulele,
goes, but I know the chords
is it on the ukulele or the guitar?
on the guitar.
Okay, let's see. So
Should listen to the song. D. Then it goes to C, and then G. So we start off. So if you want to allow to play it, so D is that string, and that string.
so the third or the
The,
fourth.
so from the top, if you go like this, from the top to the bottom, if you go fourth string on the second fret and sixth string on the second fret. So fourth and sixth on the second fret,
Okay, fourth and sixth from the second fret,
and then fifth string on the third.
fifth on the third. Okay, let me move
So
this.
if you see your forefinger, see your trigger finger. If
Oh,
you put that on the fourth string on the second fret, your trigger finger,
yeah, no, yeah, right
and
here.
then your second, and then your second finger, if you put that on the sixth string on the second fret, and then your third finger you put on the fifth string on the third fret,
Oh yeah, that's
and then
basically it's that's the next chord I kind of play on this.
cool.
So whatever that is, that's what I've been trying to practice. But it might be
D. This
easier
one's a D. Yeah, on a guitar, this is D. This probably won't be a D on a ukulele, but this is a D on the guitar.
and what's the string? The stringing pad or or the pattern? Just
Yeah, it's just a strum. So you just go,
I
and then
have to
when
use
you press,
my thumb.
yeah, that's all right. You're doing all right, mate. So you go, remember it's the fourth finger, second finger, and then your third finger on the fifth. But if you have a quick look, I'll show you the chords there.
Okay.
So this is your D. So you start off the song going, and then you go to C, which is, well, C add 9, which is there, go. Then to G, then back to D, C, G, then to D. And then that's the whole song. That's Mazzy Into Dust.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm going to be watching this on Mad Replay, and I'm going to practice that. I think it'll be easier on the guitar than trying to work my big old fingers. Like I can bear, like they're so wide that like each finger, unless my fingernails are cut down super short, like
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to work. And but
You
we're
need little T-Rex hands with ladies' fingers like me.
do, 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 do. Yeah, I wish. I mean, I don't wish, but I will soon with both with practice. We will learn to get her done. But oh, let me do this really quick. I also almost forgot to announce that some of my workout videos will be on TikTok, and that is through the grace of one of my sisters. So
Cool.
she I don't know exactly what her TikTok handle is. Hey, gotta support the Tad. I like it. Guns, yeah.
Get up there! Get up there!
I appreciate it. Hey everybody. Um
I used to be much bigger.
yeah,
That's what I'll be like in the nursing home, mate. When I'm like, 70. I used to have really big arms.
Me too. Me too. I would always say like, I hope I still have long hair when I get that old and kind of a little bit jacked. So I seen some old man or an older gentleman, maybe in his 60s when I was like 15, and he was like 65 probably, and his arms were jacked. And we were at a camp for a Youth for Christ camp in Florida, and we're with a bunch of people we don't know, and we're all joking, bunch of guys. I'm kind of ripped, but not as ripped as he is. And he goes, looks at me, he goes, "You know what that is?" And he's big, mind you, for 65, he's probably at least this big or bigger. He goes, "This is the envy of all men." And he goes, "You know what this is? This is the desire of all women." And I said, "Man, that is the awesomest thing. I want to be that cool when I get that old. Like
Right.
thinking, like,
I was always in the school. I was always in the school of this a little bit of thunder, this a little bit of lightning, mate.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Bam, bam, bam. Eh. We all have our say. Oh, I can't forget this to represent Easter.
Yeah,
So
happy Easter, mate.
Easter, everybody. It gotta pop it out there. I again, it's Skip's birthday on Easter, so happy birthday to Skip Junior.
Happy birthday, Skip, and hello everyone that's on the live stream. Thank you for joining and supporting Shane. He's
And
a good
thank
lad.
you. We appreciate it. I appreciate it, G-Man. Thank you, Nick H. I appreciate you guys being here. We're gonna go live hopefully in a little bit from an ice cream parlor. I know it's not a workout video, but I like the ice cream there, and it was an idea from Cannabis Kid of all people. So I figured, hey, he helps me out, I help him out, and might as well try to do a live from the ice cream parlor.
Remember, Shane,
Um,
100 press ups per lick, mate.
yeah, there we go. And
It
if I
must
do
be
the
some big licks, mate. I'd be licking the old bloody ice cream off in one, mate, if I had to do 100 press ups
live,
per lick.
like how people do that. They were doing something with Justin Bieber, taking ice cream and just grabbing it like this, and the cone would fall, and they'd be like that. They just get it all in there and be like, done. One lick, I can do 100 push-ups right now. But it affects me. It affects me more, like maybe 12 hours after I eat ice cream than normal people will say. And that's one thing that I want to tell people. A lot of times when we eat dairy products or ice cream, we might feel a little bit bloated, like in the workout community, and that's okay. It's nothing that we don't usually feel, but I've seen a bunch of people talking about on Jesse's channel about feeling bloated, and a lot of that has to do with what we eat within 6 to 12 hours from that. And for me, it's ice cream, and I usually eat.
What you're going to have, what's going to happen to your body when you eat that ice cream? Because you don't normally eat it. Because what it's classed as basic, because I'm an ex in the army, I was a PTI as well. So I'm a qualified personal trainer, a gym instructor, and I've trained my whole life. I haven't for ages. I'm only just starting to get back into it. We did the first session last Monday, mate. I was on baby weights and I was dying. You know what
But
the first do you remember your first session back at the gym when you haven't done it for a while?
I
Horrible,
do.
mate.
No,
But when you eat your ice cream, what's going to happen to your body is your metabolism is going to go through the roof, and you're actually going to burn more calories because you're not used to it. And it's a cheat day, so your metabolism is going to go blah, 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 and you'll actually burn more calories because you're not eating it all the time. And a cheat day is good for you, mate. Remember, with your training, one of the most important things about training is rest. Yeah, recovery. If you because
yeah.
the mistake I used to make, I always used to get injuries. I was training 6 days a week when I was like 18, 19, because I didn't know much about it. I was just throwing weights around left, right, and center and boxing. And I was getting injuries. I was strong as hell and really fit, but I was getting injuries because I didn't give enough rest. Now, if I had that rest, I would actually probably would have bulked up more as well. And if I had the right calorific intake, because I was just eating normal food, I wasn't doing protein shakes, I wasn't on any supplements at all. But yeah, give me 6 months, mate. I'll be looking lean and green again. He's still in there. He's still in there somewhere, mate. He's in there somewhere. Look, he's in there somewhere.
Bop, bop.
It's it's like
I
the
see it.
little caterpillar. You know the little caterpillar before it turns into a butterfly. Yeah,
Yes.
it's still in there somewhere, mate.
It is.
Give him 6 months, mate. It'll be a beautiful butterfly.
And it can be. I have faith in you. And especially you're getting a lot of workout moving all that surplus from point A to point B, and
Oh man,
so definitely.
unbelievable.
But
Let's go, Nick H goes. Let's go, Nick. Let's go. Look, I got more of a wiggle on that one. Whoa, look at the wiggle.
Yay!
Wiggle. I got the wiggle, boys.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah. Got to. I definitely see, some definition popping in, Justin.
Yeah, mate. It's a sign of age gone by, mate. Age gone by. Give it time. I said when I was at my fittest in the army, so we used to have a military fitness test that we had to complete every 6 months, and it was you had to do at least 50 press up or 45 press ups, military press ups, in 2 minutes. Then you had to do 50 sit ups in 2 minutes, and then you had to run a mile and a half in under 10 and a half minutes on a track. When I was at my fittest and I did that test, I did 96 military press ups in 2 minutes.
Oh man!
Right, and that's with somebody facing you. So you're in front of someone, and they're counting each rep you do.
Yeah,
if you don't do the rep, if you don't do the rep properly, they don't count it. So I did 96 military press ups in 2 minutes. I think it was 85 sit ups in 2 minutes, military ones, which are like that, all the way back and all the way up to your knees.
Yep.
And then I did the mile and a half in 8 minutes, 1 second.
Hey, that's awesome. I don't think I would, even with training, my hardest thing was always running, because I did lots of running in Pee Wee football, and maybe we did some in boxing, but I do a lot of walking. But yeah, with training, I could probably run the mile in under 10 minutes. I have faith in myself.
Mate, I don't run anymore, mate. I walk a bit faster than I normally walk.
No, yes, same here. It's like,
I swear I've got PTSD from it, because I used to do athletics, and I was in the England cross country team when I was 14. And my teammate was Mo Farah. You know Mo Farah?
Yes.
Yeah, he was my teammate because we were on the same circuit. So we used to race each other like every other week and stuff like this. And we were at Chepstow Racecourse in Wales in 1997, right? This is my claim to fame. And we were on the England team, and it was England, the top 8 athletes in England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales versus each other, yeah? So there's 32 of us on the racetrack.
Oh, man.
And it was 5 kilometers over the horse racing track in Chepstow. And it was in Athletics Weekly. And out of the 32 competitors, he came first, and I finished 10 seconds behind him in second.
Oh, man. Cheers. Hey.
So back in the day, do you know what I mean? But no more, mate. No more. So since then, I've gone through the windmill with it. Did a bit of running. I did a bit of running in the army, not loads. I was mainly into my boxing and my weight.
Am I losing you, Justin?
Oh, you're losing me.
My live stream might be messed up, guys. I appreciate it. If anybody here could let me know. I think I lost Justin.
I'm still here, mate.
Hey, yay! That was weird. I was like, no. I did check.
I decided to go for a mile run chain, and I finished it in 2 seconds. That's where you lost me.
Yeah, I was like,
I just did a mile run.
You're like, no, I did get that you finished first, or you finished second, but by maybe 2 or 10 seconds in your race.
It was 10 seconds, mate. 10 seconds. But I tell you now, if there was another 200 meters in that race, I would have caught him because I was sprinting up. He was spent and he was coming to the finish line, and I
Like,
was
yeah,
sprinting
burnt
past
out.
everyone.
Like you're
Give
getting
it
your
another 200 meters, mate. And from that race, right? This is no bullshit, mate. From that race, Mo Farah, because he came first, got sponsored by Nike
Oh
and
yeah,
got
like the
sponsorship, and
million.
his
Yeah,
thing took off.
yeah.
And then mine, probably 6 months later, a year later, I'd given up running completely because I wanted to go out with my mates because I was only like 14, 15.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the story of it, mate. But it's yeah, we're getting, but me and Lucy are getting back into our fitness now, so we're not going mad with it. We joined a health club that's got a gym. We chuck a few weights around, do a bit of cardio, and then we do a bit of swimming, gentle stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But
I'll
6 months, mate, we're gonna have a butterfly. It's caterpillar. It's gonna be a butterfly, mate.
anybody want to say hi on here? No. Awesome. Sorry, had somebody walk by but doesn't want to say hi. But I tried, and it's not anybody as I've ever talked about. But
KK, hello, KK. You there, KK? Come and
so,
say hi, KK.
do you want to say hi, Dad? Nah.
Hi.
He's out. He's like, I'm making a quick dash out. He doesn't want to be on here.
That's fair enough, mate. That's fair enough.
He's maybe one time. Give me 1 second. Let's see if I can get anybody else. Can't
Lots
see
of
what
wrong things.
I have a flashlight, so I'm trying to see if anybody's in the other room over there. So this person can at least
With that flashlight, you look like a mall security guard with that flashlight.
no,
Hello?
yeah, okay, hey,
Put it back.
Paul
Put it
Blart,
back.
you can't have it. You can't have it. No,
You
no.
didn't pay for
Um,
it. Put it back.
put it back. So this, I want to say this was another gift. I didn't buy this. It was given to me by one of my brothers, but he enjoys the practicality of this little tiny light, and it comes with a rechargeable battery. And
Cool.
what makes it super awesome is how far it's called Catapult Mini by Shrew Knight, I think.
Cool. So that's a wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to shoot a beam super far. So when I work, I can basically shine this light anywhere on the 100-acre property, and it can almost go from one part of the 100-acre property all the way to the other in the
That's
middle of the
quality.
night.
Man. That's
And it's
quality.
recyclable. But I
Good bit of kit, mate. Good bit of kit. I tell you what, if you're in the dark, you wish you had one of them lights.
definitely.
Turn the light on.
And Lucy goes, "We'll turn the light on." Yeah, good one,
Yeah,
Luce. All right.
yeah. You I just to let people know, I walked 5 days to 6 days a week from 2011 to or yeah 2011 to 2016. I walked anywhere from 10 or 4 to 10 miles a day while my children were at school and um, somebody else was at work per se, and I saw lots of weight loss just from walking. But again,
Yeah.
I would start when I had the availability to go from point A to point B, and then I walk back and just from for 2 hours, 3 hours. I had the opportunity to do that because I work third shift. So there
That's
is
good, mate.
some benefits to walking. I do got to say because I saw it firsthand, and drinking diet pop because a lot of times you don't realize how much sugar is in your food or your pop until you actually see it. And
We got
for
rum and Coke, Shane. Rum and
no,
Coke,
yeah,
but
I,
it's Diet Coke, Diet
hey,
Pepsi.
hey, that I appreciate that. I was going to have some myself, but I was reminded that yes, we are going to go do a live and go to a ice cream parlor and if I'm driving, I shouldn't be drinking, or at least until I get home. But
Get a rum and raisin. See if they got a rum and raisin. Our favorite flavor ice cream is rum and raisin.
Robin, oh, I do. I will check to see if they have that. If they do, I will get that and give you a food review. I'm usually
Yes.
trying all sorts of unique flavors. And from what I remember, the last UDF we were at was in Columbus, and they had UDF ice cream, and they had another, like they make another brand of ice cream that's labeled under another family's name or something. But I will check.
Believe it or not, Shane, for many years, for about 10 years, I was an ice cream man.
Oh, hey, there's.
I used to have ice cream vans. I had 4 ice cream vans at one point, and I had employees that would go out and we go around selling on the streets, putting the
Oh,
chimes
yeah,
on, ding 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 ding.
yeah. We I thought about that with Cannabis Kid. We do have a company that will soon make arcade games that are also geared towards people with special needs, like maybe they're in a wheelchair and
Yep.
they need something modified to where they can use their wheelchair as a remote and play some video games. That was one of
Cool.
our main goals. So we're working on it, and we're almost there. We got a lot of the most of the hard work done, per
Yeah,
se.
cool, mate. Cool. Well done. That's good work, mate. All right, what I'm
Definitely.
going to do, I think it's probably time to end the stream now because you've got to get to United Dairy Farmers
I
and
appreciate it.
do 100 press ups per lick.
Definitely. I'm gonna try it. We will. It's got to be one huge lick. You know what I mean? To be like,
Yeah,
it's
do.
fine.
We do 5 press ups a lick then. Come on, because
Cool.
otherwise your ice cream's just going to melt, mate. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, hey, unless we do them Jesse Pollock style, that fast, bam, 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 you know. But I appreciate you guys all for being here. Happy birthday again to everybody's birthdays. That's today and tomorrow, and that was last week. And I want to conk myself in the head for forgetting. Bam, bam. But we don't hurt ourselves. But I do gotta say thanks again for everybody who tuned in. I'll try to play a quick Ed Sheeran song.
Go for it, Shane.
Uh, the strumming pattern might be off, but I'm trying.
It's
That's the
good,
one that
mate.
always gives me a hard time. But yeah, there we go. That's what I've got so far. So
Legend.
that is the
I'll give
process.
you I'll give you an Acme. You know the end of like what was it, Bugs Bunny? Remember the old Bugs Bunny
Oh,
uh
definitely.
things? And they finish off and they go, "That's all, folks." I'll give
Yeah,
you one of those endings on the guitar. Ready?
definitely.
That's all, folks. Take care, brother.